Hi friends, I'm Amirah Kassem and I'm the founder of Flower Shop.
Hey, I'm Ross Harrow and I'm CEO of Flower Shop.
I think before I was a baker, I was just a baby because I actually grew up baking. It wasn't anything I ever thought would be my career or my job. So when I went to school in Los Angeles and was working in the fashion industry there, I was baking for, colleagues' birthdays. People would come in asking, where did you buy this cake? That's when I realized maybe that's what I want to do for the rest of my life. Taking a leap was definitely a huge risk. You go from a steady paycheck to then realizing that you're just going to have to hope an order comes in order to make that paycheck. And I think that was really the biggest risk for me, is going from something steady to something that you're just winging it and believing in yourself. And you definitely do hit a moment where you realize, I'm putting more effort into my side hustle than I am my real job. And there's a moment where you feel like I believe in myself enough now that I think this can work. And I was able to leave my steady job to start what is now my really steady job.
Before I worked at Flower Shop, I was in experiential marketing. So I did strategy for large tech brands when they had a new product release or they had a software update. In the transition to being a founder and going from a company that had hundreds of people to a company that was myself and my wife Amirah was very different, mostly because we were working out of our own apartment at first. There's not this big machine or big institution driving things forward. There's not that inertia there. You really have to make sure that you are doing the work, that you are covering everything that needs to be covered, and that you have the drive that needs to be there in order to get your organization up and running.
Because I see the vision of what I want Flower Shop to be, and I know what it should become in my mind. And getting there's so many different steps, there's so many different hires that we need to make. But it is hard for me to sort of step back and say, okay, I would love to do this to enhance our creative, but really we need to do this to enhance our kitchen.
We didn't hire a dishwasher. I had no idea that the bakers weren't going to wash their own dishes. I was like, oh, that makes sense. You bake something and then you wash your own pan. But that's not how it works, because the bakers are really good at baking and it's not worth their time to then go wash that pan.
Then once I started interviewing bakers, it was very, very interesting because they were all coming from different bakeries, and a lot of them came in asking me, where's my mix? And I'm just thinking to myself, what do you mean? This is a bakery. Here's my flour, sugar, I don't understand. And what I learned is that most bakeries actually are baking starting with a mix. And so I think that that's something that's been able to keep us very authentic, is that we do everything from scratch. It also really taught me that believing in the way that you do things as a small business isn't necessarily wrong. It can be something that is the way you were taught, and that makes you more authentic. Maybe I am more skilled of a baker than I thought I was, because I was able to do so many different things, because I didn't go to culinary school and I wasn't trained in a classical way, that I'm able to think outside the cake box.